Hi everyone, welcome to part two of this little mini-series, Daily Time with Jesus. Last time I talked to you about having a place. Today it's about a plan. I think if you try to Indiana Jones your quiet time with God, you're going to get mixed results. So enter it with a strategy. First of all, I believe our plan should include lots of listening. Listen to the scripture. I think it's important that we have time in our day and in our regular lives where we're not studying Scripture in depth, but rather just meditating on it, allowing God to speak to us through it, literally listening to Scripture. One of the ways that I like to do this is actually using my phone, using a Bible app on my phone where I sit out. My place is a recliner in our living room, and I set my phone out, and there's an app that will read it to me. And that's just an awesome thing. It allows me to slow my heart down and to not race over things so quickly. So listen to Scripture, even if you're reading. You're allowed to read it, but just do it in a more reflective kind of a sense. I think that's helpful to us. The second aspect of listening is listen to the Spirit. We know that Scripture is God-breathed, and so we can be listening to the Spirit already in that sense, but just paying attention. So I'm inviting you into this quiet time with Jesus, or this time alone with Jesus, to really start by listening to what God has for you. So listen to the Word, listen to the Spirit. You might find that listening in quietness is best, like a totally quiet place. That may not be possible for you, but try and find a spot and a time where you can do that. I actually find that sometimes I like to listen to music as a way of focusing my heart, music that aids me in listening. Our plan should also include responding. Responding can look a lot like journaling. It can be doodling, or if you're more, I'm only able to doodle. I can't actually draw. But if you're creative in that way, responding like that, some form of conversation is happening here. God's speaking, you're responding, those things are happening. Our plan should include petitions and requests. Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." So if you're feeling anxious or anything else, don't leave it in that space. Bring it to the Lord, and the Lord's big enough to carry that with you. And so turn your anxiety or your anger or your frustration, bring that into the place of prayer and set it before the Lord, petition the Lord. Who you pray for, by the way, and what you pray for can also be a cooperative act with God. I know many of you use lists, like you pray through a list of people, and I think that's great. But you can also do this, where you just, as you're paying attention to God, ask the Lord, "Lord, who's on your heart? As we sit here together, who do you want to draw my attention to?" And expect that the Lord will bring people to your mind as you do that. Finally, your plan might need variety. This depends on how you're wired, but doing the same thing over and over again may or may not be helpful for you. Don't make it up as you go, but be thoughtful about it. Be creative with your time alone with Jesus, and keep it fresh. Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for the third installment, the final installment of this little series.